We are going to return to the destiny of the nations. We finished off last time with them turning against Jesus when he's come to shepherd them. He will shepherd them, but they will go into the lake of fire, as we will see. But do they stay there? Before we look at that, which is the climax of the whole war, what happens to the nations have been deceived by the devil. Let's look at what happens to the three primary deceivers in this war: the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. They will come undone. We're going to read that the counterfeit trinity will be tormented with fire and sulfur forever and ever in the lake of fire. I'm going to suggest in this teaching that the tormenting takes place not by God, but by the devil himself. Tormenting and sulfur and fire are elements that come from the devil. What in particular? The fire, the sulfur, and the torment comes out of the mouth of the 200 million demons from hell as they are commissioned by the devil himself. I'm just giving you a summary. And the fire, smoke, and sulfur that torment is their lies. The torment is verbal torment. It comes from mouths. Originally from Satan, through the mouths of the beast and the false prophet, but originally from Satan, then into the 200 million demons. The fire, smoke, and sulfur come out of their mouth, and we are going to see that the torment is verbal torment, it's psychological torment, it's spiritual torment, it's not physical torment. What is it? A wrong view of God, sullying and blaspheming the name of God. And people with unfortunate, disastrous, violent views of God live in torment. I've been a pastor now 45 years, and I have wrestled with people who were scared of this God. If I do this wrong, oh, he's going to get me. Oh, he's going to punish me in purgatory. Oh, he's going to torment me forever in the lake of fire and hellfire. And they live in torment now. The torment in the book of Revelation is a verbal torment, and the verbal torment, its contents are a wrong view of God, a violent view of God. And as the devil goes into the lake of fire, he holds on to his own lies, and he's tormenting himself forever and ever because he won't give up his lies about what God is like. Having said that, it's a big call. Look, personally, can I speak from the heart? Right? You may not like this. However, the devil gets tormented forever and ever. I don't really care. This is the devil, yeah? But I'm even going to demonstrate here that the devil is doing it to himself, not from God. But if it came from God, I can live with that. But it's not, okay? So I don't really care really too much if you accept this one or not. He can stay being tormented forever. So be it. Okay, I won't say more than that because I really want to say exactly what I feel, but I want to stick to the text. The torment is self-torment, believing lies about the name of God. Revelation 27-10. Look at the language. Notice the words torment, sulfur, fire. Yeah? English Standard Version. And when the 1,000 years are ended, Satan will be released from his prison, and he'll go out to deceive the nations that are on the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them for battle. The number is like the sand of the sea, and they marched up over the broad plain of the earth, and they surrounded the camp of the saints and the beloved city, but fire came down out of heaven and consumed them. And the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet were, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. There we got the words tormented, fire, sulfur. Tormented, fire, sulfur, in the lake of fire. Whenever we see the words torment, fire, and sulfur together, it's coming from demonic agencies. It describes not divine retribution, but demonic destruction, even if it's self-destruction. These three words only ever apply to the devil, originate with the devil. And now, the torment that he's inflicting on others, the false views of God, are now tormenting him. He's tormenting himself because he won't let go of his lies of God. And he's tormenting them himself forever and ever. Having said that, let me demonstrate that. Let's go over to Revelation chapter 9, where the same words are used. Fire, torment, and sulfur. Let's ask who they originate from and how this fire, sulfur, and torment is released onto people, and we're going to find it comes from mouths. It's verbal torment, it's psychological torment, it's spiritual torment, it's emotional torment, it's angst. And the specific words that come out of the mouth, fire, sulfur, which torment and harm, wrong views of God. 9, 1-5, English Standard Version. And the fifth angel blew his trumpet, and I saw a star fallen from heaven to earth. We've been through this 5 times. I'm not going through it again. This is the fall of the devil. And he was given the key to the shaft of the bottomless pit, and he opened up the shaft of the bottomless pit, and from the shaft rose smoke like the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened with the smoke from the shaft. The devil releases his demons. Then from the smoke came locusts on the earth, and they were given power, like the power of scorpions of the earth. What do they do with this power? They were told not to harm the grass of the earth. The purpose of the power is to harm, but they can't harm everyone on planet Earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any green plant or any tree, but only those people who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. Stop. The seal of God on the forehead, the mark of the beast on the forehead, is talking about the 7 last plagues, folks. Here we've got a parallel passage to the 7 last plagues. And we are told here quite clearly that these demonic powers, they're given power to harm, can't touch those who've got the seal of God at the time of the 7 last plagues. And 16:2 says quite clearly they can only harm those who've got the mark of the beast on the forehead. They can't harm those who've got the seal of God in the forehead. Stop. Then who's the direct active agent of harm at the time of the seal of God and the mark of the beast? The demons! The demons! Not God, the demons. They are the direct active agents of violence in the 7 last plagues, not God. But let's keep going. I've given power, but they can't harm. They're given power to harm, but they can't touch the seal. They can only touch those who've got the mark of the beast. They're the ones who are hurting people, and the people are blaming God. You get it? Verse 5, they were allowed to torment for 5 months, but not to kill at this stage. And their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it stings someone. Who torments in the book of Revelation? The devil releases his serpents and scorpions and locusts to torment those who've got the mark of the beast. The word torment is only ever applied to the devil and his agents, his army of 200 million demons. It's never God. How does this torment get released? Is it this cut off your fingers, chop off your nose? Not at all. It comes out of the mouth. The torment comes out of the mouth. It's words. False descriptions of the character of God. Look at 9:7. They morph. The scorpions and the locusts morph, prepared for battle, and they're going to harm those who've got the mark of the beast. They are the ones who torment. They are the ones who torment. They are the ones who torment, not God. We've got this wrong. 9:7, English Standard Version. In appearance, the locusts were like horses. Now they've become horses. Why? Prepared for battle. We're in the final war. And they're going to torment. And they're given power to torment. How do they torment? Do they cut off fingers, toes, and ears? Not at all. We're told what the nature of the torment is. First, we know it comes from the devil who's released them. It starts from them. And now they're given the power to torment from the devil. Obviously, he had it. So what's the nature of this torment? How does it happen? In appearance, the locusts were like horses prepared for battle, and on their heads will look like crowns of gold. Their faces were like human faces. Where does the torment that originates with the devil, empowered to the demons, how do they manifest it? We're not going to be surprised that we're going to find the word mouth once again. This is the verbal war. 918 English Standard Version. By these three plagues, a third of mankind was killed. First they just torment, and now they're killing. It's upping the ante. We're reaching right at the end. How did they kill and torment? By the fire, the smoke, and the sulfur. The fire and the sulfur coming out of their mouths. It's a verbal torment. And if you watch the last teaching, Jesus' response to this verbal torment by the sword of truth coming out of his mouth that reveals the name. Lies are coming out of the mouth. And the lies are described as fire and sulfur that torment from the mouths. This is in complete contrast to Jesus. They're both at war. From the mouth, from the mouth. From the mouth, Jesus brings the name of the Father. Watch the last teaching, and now we've got lies and torment from the mouths of the demonic, which comes out as fire and sulfur. And it comes through their mouths. Look at verse 19. It's reinforced in the next verse. 9:19 English Standard Version. For the power of the horses is in their mouths and in their tails. For their tails are like serpents with heads, and by means of them they wound. Boom, boom, boom. The power to torment is in their mouths and in their tails, for their tails are like their serpents' tails. So now the power to harm is not only in their mouths, lies, but it's also in their tails, which we are going to see is also lies. But their tails are like the tails of what? Horses? No, like serpents. Drawing in the lies of the serpent in the Garden of Eden. And what were the lies about that they're issuing from their tails in their mouths? Next time, as we enter the last stages of the final war.